Hello and welcome back to round 2 of the Formula 2 2023 Championship. We are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, as we as rookie need to do a lot of work since we had a really bad race last time out in Bahrain, as we are immediately jumping into qualifying. I really like this track overall. It's a good track. The AI is a little bit slower, so I put the AI a little bit higher than last race. So we brake at 100 meters, a little bit of a lockup. Then you just go fluently through here, as early as possible on the power. Then we go towards turn 3. Need to watch out for the inside here. I think they gave you a little bit more room than it used to be. A little bit too wide through these corners here. It's almost fully flat out. Bit of a slide through there. Take as much curb as possible. So we have no DRS on this straight. Then at the 50 meters, brake and shift down to third gear. As soon as you can on the power, need to watch out a little bit. Try to upshift as soon as possible to fourth gear. Otherwise you have a bit of wheel spin coming out of the corner. Again, watch out for the wall over there. Same for this corner, it's really easy to understeer into the wall. Then we are going on to the first big straight with the DRS open. Then you brake under the LED board. Take as much speed as you can go over the curb a little bit more than I did, but it's still a good lap for now. So we go on to the last DRS zone, towards the last corner, 100 meters again. This corner I couldn't really find the perfect line and braking point, but still overall it's good. And then on the last DRS towards the start finish line, we take a 141.9 for our lap, and that's a P3, so that was a really good lap.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? So let's examine the Jeddah Street circuit. As you can see, this has the potential to be a very challenging track for our young F2 drivers. We'll get a good chance to see which of them have been able to best capitalise on their time spent here in practice earlier this weekend. Like the other street circuits on the calendar, the lack of runoff is going to make sections of this track very punishing if the drivers get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid having to bring out the safety car this time around. Welcome to the Formula 2 commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alex Brundle joins us as ever for this. Alex, it's a sprint race. How's the format change going to affect the mentality of the drivers?
Well, you've got the grid reversed, giving some drivers who wouldn't normally get it the opportunity to take a win or a podium home. They're going to be looking to snatch that opportunity if at all possible.
So here we are then for the sprint race. Of course we qualified P3, but it is reversed, so we're starting in P8. That's still some decent points, but there's a lot to do in the race. So we again need to warm up these tires. It's quite hard to do it. Every time I go, they are just not heating up. But as the 5 lights are on, and away we go for the sprint race. Not the best of starts. Trying to get as early on the power as I can. We immediately get overtaken by Iwasa, and Leclerc is on our outside and then the inside here. We try to stay ahead of him. It was Fittipaldi, my bad. As he tries to go around the outside, that actually a really good move from Fittipaldi. So we are still struggling a little bit with the colder tires. Pourchaire trying to get up our inside. I think there was a little bit of contact, but we are through the first sector, and with everything on the car, no front wing damage or anything. I think everyone went through well as I go way too deep into this corner. Pourchaire sees an opportunity but doesn't have the speed to get on my inside and have enough traction out of the corner.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of
Indeed we will. So now it's just trying to stay as close as possible to Fittipaldi. We are now in lap 2. Still no DRS, but we are on the straight. We might have enough with the slipstream here, as we are really close to him. Right on his gearbox. And after 5th gear the AI is a little bit slow on the high speed, on the straight line speed. So we take the outside, try to not steer in too early, and we get him. So that's P9 back. And now we can charge up towards Iwasa. If Fittipaldi is not coming back to us. Because he is still close and he will get the DRS next lap. As Victor Martin sets the first lap as a 45.7. Myself is a 46.1, so we are a little bit slower as Fittipaldi sends it down the inside. Can he keep it round the outside? He can. He also has the traction. What a move by Fittipaldi. We again lost that position. And Pourchaire behind us is the championship leader at the moment. So I expect a lot of pace from him. But for now we are busy with Fittipaldi as I have a really good exit out of that corner. And into the left-hander we go, but just not enough speed, tapping him on the rear. So lap 4 DRS is enabled. Fittipaldi has no DRS, he goes defensive. So I try to outbrake him into turn 1. He gives me a lot of room, so I send it up the inside for turn 2. Not really having the exit. I can show myself here. He goes really defensive. Right now it's just staying behind him, but later in the lap when we go onto the straight we get the DRS of course, but it should be an easy overtake since he has no DRS. So again round the outside, luckily he is backing off a little bit here, so that's an easy move, but be aware he immediately gets the DRS back. So it's basically you overtake one, then you need to defend immediately. So it's just waiting for where he goes. He goes for the outside move here. I try to be a little bit more behind him, so I get the DRS on the start finish straight. As you can see, I was in front of him, so he gets the DRS, and then Pourchaire as well behind me, and Leclerc is closing in. Pourchaire goes for the inside. There's basically nothing you can do here other than just trying to outbrake them, as I do here. Lots of wheel spin on the exit. So that's another place lost here. And now later in lap 5, Pourchaire is going to attack Fittipaldi here into the last corner. I try to go with Fittipaldi here. Couldn't really keep the car there. So the DRS is open once again. Fittipaldi has no DRS, and just look how much quicker you are with the DRS. But he is still on our inside here, but we are ahead of him. And hopefully Leclerc is going to push a little bit harder. As we are now in lap 7, Pourchaire no DRS, send it up the inside here. He outbrakes me a little bit there on the second tap. I release the brake and we are ahead of him as we are leading this big train. As the rest of the field, the guys ahead of us, are a lot further. So later in the lap, again Pourchaire with the DRS going for the inside. Completely ahead of me, but we have the DRS for turn 1. As it's really slidey still around here. The hard tire is not really working for me, because I'm struggling quite a lot on them. But again trying to send it, and we get a little bit of contact with Pourchaire there, so I give him a little bit more space, but we do get the position. Maybe not the nicest, but a position is a position. So lap 10 again, Pourchaire behind me, as we also set the fastest first sector last lap. That's where I gain the most time, as Pourchaire is struggling out of the exit of turn 2. That gives me a chance to go round the outside again and get the move done. Not the best place to overtake. As long as you're on the outside, you have the most chances. Getting a bit of a slide through here. These tires were not working for me. So lap 13 we go. As you can see, Fittipaldi fell down a little bit. Pourchaire completely fell down. I think I might have damaged his front wing with that overtake, with the last overtake into turn 3. But now we can fully focus on the guys ahead. The gap is still 2 seconds, so there's still quite some work to do. As you can see through here, the first sector already gaining 6/10 on Iwasa. First sector is also purple, so there's still a lot of time to gain throughout the full lap. So we are going into lap 18. Fittipaldi now right behind us. He catches up with us. So I have a big slide through the last corner. But now things are starting to go south because they have the DRS. With just 2 laps to go now. Fittipaldi ahead of me. Leclerc as well, sending it on the outside here, trying to place the car somewhere. Still struggling on the exits because these tires are going so quick. I think at the end of the race I was on about 60-65% on the rear. On the left rear, and the right front is just 15 to 20%. So I might need to look into that. As we now going towards the last corner again, still trying to catch up with Fittipaldi as I make a big mistake in the last corner. And Leclerc is going through. So we are now going into the last lap. As you can see, the rears are 50 and 45, so a little bit less than 60. But it's still a lot, as I completely missed the braking here. Again a big slide out of the turn 2. And that is the dreams of points gone. So going towards the last corner for the last lap. As you can see, the big mistake into the last corner. Just could have kept it out of the wall there. As Victor Martins wins the sprint race. And we end up sadly in P11.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Not the result I wanted. But there's still a lot of work to do, of course.
So another fantastic victory for ART today.
It might not be the same points as the feature race, but it is the same podium, and they get to wave at the fans from it.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. after all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So that's it for the sprint race. We see Victor Martins in P1, in second Maloney, in third our teammate. So that's a really good result from Richard. As we see Doohan behind him. In P4, P5 is for Vesti, Hauger is 6, Ollie Behrman in 7. Pourchaire taking the quali points, of course, for the pole position. So that gives him 2 points. And Iwasa is the last one to take points here. It's myself ending up in P12 for the weekend for now. But there are a lot more points to gain in the feature race. So we will see what happens there tomorrow. As I hope you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the feature race.